Hello everybody, welcome to the Zelda Cast here on ZeldaDungeon.net. My name is Andy Spiteri, joined by the one, the only, Allison Aletha. What's up, Al? How are you today?
I'm great. I'm so excited about our topic today. I always love these episodes.
I do too. I saw you mute yourself there before we went on, Al. What seemed to be the problem?
I was just trying to keep quiet and hope. I was actually anticipating our guest interrupting you during the intro. So
Well, he does do that. This guy does. He will interrupt you if you're talking, and we've got. He strayed into the wrong podcast. He thought it was Monday. We were recording Omega Metroid, but we've got Doominal Crossing from the Omega Metroid podcast here. What's up, Doom? How are you?
Doom.
The slander that I'm hearing before my ears right now.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We're just gonna dump on you.
Look, it's real simple. All you have to do is not make weird facial expressions, and then I don't interrupt. It's a really simple premise, really.
I mean, he makes a weird facial expression every time he does it, and I think he's trying to break me. So I just try to keep as quiet as oh, good lord. He's making one now.
That's right. That's how we roll. So listen, we've got a lot to get through today. It is, as Allison correctly points out, one of the grandest times of the year. It is, in fact, musical March Madness, returning for the 6th year. But the first year, I didn't do it. I wasn't involved in it, which is kind of nice to see something that you create live on beyond you. So it's
a legacy.
Yeah, it was cool to see it come back, and hopefully Fall Brawl does the same thing in September. But so we got a lot to get through today, and we're going to be going through this tournament, but. Really quickly, before we get started, I do indeed have some shilling. And maybe I'll throw to Doom, because maybe you can shill what we were talking about earlier as well, and just let people know maybe what to expect in a few weeks or months or whatever. But, so last week, I believe that I kicked off the show by mentioning that I am indeed starting a fourth podcast, a fourth GD podcast. But it's not like it's extra work, because we were taking a podcast that we were doing for Patreon and just releasing it to the masses. So when I say we, my wife Sam and I recorded the re-debut episode of the Spiteri's review last night. This show was a 3-hour epic. This was like the Citizen Kane of podcasts. Okay, it took forever. It took forever. It was across 2 sessions, but we recorded it. It's awesome. I'm editing it, and it's going to be released this week. So if you could head over and subscribe and maybe drop a review, that would be so awesome. And we got a Discord as well, so join us and come hang out. So we're going to be talking about movies and stuff like that. And I'm really excited about our first topic that we did, because we've dedicated 6 months of our life to this show, and we finally finished it. So,
nice.
It's really excited. That's why it went so long. So I just wanted to let everybody know that was coming out. Doom, you've had your hands full over on OmegaMetroid.com, haven't you?
Yeah, it's really weird. I'm about to be plugging an Omega Metroid thing before the actual Omega Metroid podcast comes out. So for our Omega Metroid listeners, you get a little bit teased. But basically, I'll try to make this go quick so we can get into the main episode. But long story short, back when Prime Remastered came out, unlike our typical guides, we didn't include a written walkthrough section just because we were trying to get that thing out as fast as we could, because it shadow dropped, and we wanted to get it out while it was still relevant. Anyways, we are fixing that. I am in the process right now of doing a written walkthrough for Prime Remastered, and I also do plan on doing Echoes and Corruption at some point in the future. Yeah. But Prime Remastered, we're almost done. I just reached the phase on Mines today, so that first draft will hopefully be done soon and released into the wild in very, very short time. Yeah.
Al, what's your Metroid Prime status?
You want to know something? I have no idea what either of you just said. So that's my status, and I'm excited for you guys.
I am going to personally deliver you a copy of Metroid Prime Remastered the next time that I see you. And you think I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm going to do it. I gave one to Gooey last year.
Allison, you should know what it is, because you were with Andy when he was reacting to it live. I saw the reaction.
I do remember him being really excited about it, and I actually do remember a lot of my friends being really excited about it, and I think it's cool, and I'm excited for the Metroid fandom. and I'm excited for future Allison when someday she has to play it.
Maybe we should do what we do best and steal this musical March Madness gimmick for Omega. Is that stealing? I mean, like, that was my idea, so, like, technically, I don't know, is that stealing or not?
I don't know why you're questioning. You do it for everything else, so why not?
Yeah, you're right. Let's just steal it. Middle of the night, let's come and get. Okay, so everybody, like I said, no more dilly-dallying. We got business to attend to. So what we got going on today is this, and I'm going to explain to everybody that does not know what musical March Madness is. So these are the rules of engagement. I'm pretty sure that everybody is familiar with March Madness. That is a college basketball tournament where you have a 1 seed that takes on a 16 seed, and the winner moves on into the second round and faces off against the winner of the 8 seed and the 9 seed, etc., etc. There's 4 divisions like this. It is a 64-team single elimination tournament, and the exact same format applies to musical March Madness. However, instead of basketball teams, we got Zelda songs, and this is the 6th year that this tournament has been going on, and we've seen a lot of really interesting songs and dominant songs take the titles before, including Gerudo Valley, including Dragon Roost Island. What one? I think last year was a little bit of an upset, actually. The Wind Waker title theme kind of came out of nowhere and won last year. Do you remember that?
I think that's cool. I love that song. I don't think we chose it as a winner, though.
I don't think we did either. Which is great. So, and because I love the surprises too. So what we're gonna do is we are going, and this is what I propose to you guys. In years past, when we've done this show, we've kind of just done like a for fun bracket to show everybody like how the thing works and like where to go and whatnot. I propose that we fill out with a legitimate prediction bracket this year.
Okay.
Which is great because Doom doesn't really know like a ton of Zelda songs, and we obviously don't know anything because Tears of the Kingdom is entering the fray this year. So I think we should just go for it.
Yeah. Usually we do it because of like songs that we like,
right.
Just for the Zelda Cast bracket, because it is typically a popularity contest.
Yes.
You want to do what you know everybody likes. So I guess that's what we're gonna do this year, right?
Yeah, that's right. And so there's another wrinkle to this before we get started as well. If you're watching us live on Twitch, you have a couple hours because it is right now Mario Day, in fact. By the way, they announced a sequel to the Mario movie today.
They did. That's awesome. Way to go, Mario.
I mean, we all knew that was coming, but 2026 actually seems a little bit far away, to be honest.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with them taking their time.
I thought they'd pump it out like a little bit. So, anyways, we'll save that for another day. So what we got, like I was saying, it's Mario Day, which is Sunday, so there's another wrinkle. You, if you're watching on Twitch, can actually enter a contest that we have going on where you predict the winner. So you have to fill out the entire bracket, just like March Madness. And you have to fill out the whole thing from start to finish. So every single match you have to predict, and you can win some prizes. I believe that we're giving away some T-shirts that the first place winner would get. So that's going to be open for today, and then the tournament itself, I believe, starts tomorrow. Although there is some question marks about that. So nevertheless, the tournament is on the website right now. So go check it out. I guess without like further ado, should we just get to this?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
All right. Also, I'm gonna if there's some songs that we don't know, I'm gonna play the music, and once again, I'll just kind of say like if you're listening to this on podcast form, that's amazing. If you're listening to it live on Twitch, which we live stream these episodes every week, by the way, twitch.tv/Zelda Cast. Let me know if the volume's okay. I don't want to drown us out or anything like that. So. And also, I did put a YouTube ad blocker on, but those are a little bit dicey. So if you hear a YouTube ad, I'm sorry. Every time you hear one, I will say that the Twilight Princess is beautiful as penance. Okay?
Okay.
So, are we ready?
Let's get started.
Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, so we have a new couple of divisions this year. That's I don't know what you different kinds of divisions this year. We've got the bops, we've got the bangers, we've got the what's the other one? The ballads, of course. Yes, the ballads, and then what's the fourth one? The battles. A lot of B's there. Battles, ballads, bops, and bangers.
Listen.
That sounds like a cool shirt, actually.
That does sound like a cool shirt. I feel like I already know the winner. And I already know which one they're in. We'll get there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confident.
Well, as a former winner of this tournament myself, I do know what it takes.
You know what? As a former second place, or was that the brawl? I can't remember.
You know what my father told me?
I don't want to know what your father said about second place.
Oh, wait a sec. Second the worst, first the best.
Oh, okay.
That's what he said.
Sounds like he's making stuff up now, Andy.
See, I personally just prefer the Ricky Bobby version. If you ain't first, you're last.
You know what? That would have actually worked much better, because I was about to say first the worst, and I was like, wait a second. That's not right.
I wish you had. That would have been great.
Yeah, you know what?
You fool me, you can't fool me again.
You're first the worst and third the turd, and I'm second place in the winner, so let's get going here. Okay, 64 Zelda songs that are in contention here, and we got a lot to get through, so let's just start off with, well, I guess let's just start off with the first division here, and that is the Bops division. We've got the Song of Storms from Ocarina of Time taking on Spearfish Falls from Faces of Evil. I mean, so if we're doing like an actual prediction, there is no way on this green earth that anything from Faces of Evil defeats Song of Storms, right?
I agree, but it's sad because Spearfish Falls is so great.
It is great. I'm gonna play it actually just as a quick second here. Or am I gonna play it? Maybe my ad blocker is not letting me play music. I don't know. Tough scene over here. Okay, I lied. I'm not gonna play it. But what we will do is we'll go over, and I think we could just agree that we send Song of Storms into the next round, right?
Yeah, Song of Storms is a classic. I don't think a lot of people really know Faces of Evil music, and I doubt they're gonna listen to it beforehand. So
yeah. Doom, anything to add to that?
Yeah, if we're doing personal picks, I would pick Spearfish Island. That is such a fantastic song. It's such... I was talking about this before we started the show, but like, I get no Zelda vibes from it, but I don't care. It's just a good piece of music to listen to. That being said, Song of Storms, which is also a phenomenal piece of music. Not to undersell a goatee over here, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, guess what? My YouTube does work, so let's go to our next matchup here. And we've got the mini games from A Link Between Worlds, which is what everybody's hearing right now, versus In the Field from Spirit Tracks. And I have to admit to you, I don't remember In the Field, but I'm listening to it right now. Sounds okay. I think I'd actually take this over the minigame theme, to be honest with you. And
no!
You don't think so?
I don't... Am I listening to the right minigame? Is it the one where you do the chicken chase?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a fantastic song. I would... You have
this
to do
absolute Mad Lad minigame is my favorite song of this whole bracket. That's the banger of this whole... That's the best song of this whole thing. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay, let's play minigame again.
Oh my god, when the clapping gets in, oh my god, that second half, dude, I was like, let's go! Let's go, man!
Let's skip ahead to the clapping. Yeah, okay, you guys are right. This is cool. I think this is gonna win as well, like in the tournament. So I would be comfortable punching this through. I just think the Spirit, like, I know that we all love the Realm theme from Spirit Tracks, but I just don't know if Spirit Tracks music is that popular. Which I'm sorry to say.
I don't think so either. There's a lot of like good tracks in it, but when they're put up against other tracks in the series, they just don't.
Yeah.
They can't really compete.
No, and unfortunately they can't. So let's move on to our next matchup here. It is the iconic track of Kokiri Forest from Ocarina of Time versus the sled game from Twilight Princess. I think I need a refresher on the sled game. So you guys deliberate while I try and find it.
I mean, I'm listening to it, and the sled game from Twilight Princess, and it's good. I like it a lot. It's catchy. It's got some weird sounds in it. I don't know, but I don't think it's as good as like a classic like Kokiri Forest.
Yeah, Kokiri Forest is definitely the winner. And this is actually one of the few brackets where I've actually played both of these games, because So for context for all the Zelda fans here, I've only played a total of 6 Zelda games, so a lot of these songs I'm actually going in blind, so it's a really interesting take from my perspective. But yeah, I'm actually familiar with both of these. Kokiri Forest is obviously the winner here.
Yeah.
I will say, it was pretty interesting re-listening to this. I definitely recognized some Super Mario 64 synth patches, so I'm guessing this is one of the songs Koji Kondo did, the sled song.
Yeah. By the way, chat, is the music that I'm playing, is it too loud, or is it, can we still hear each other over the music? Let me know. Clearly, Kokiri Forest is one of the most iconic tracks in the game. It's gonna win. It's gonna win, and it should win. Okay, so let's go on to the next matchup. We have the minigame number 5 from Tears of the Kingdom against the Milk Bar from Majora's Mask. I have to be honest, I'm gonna find that minigame theme and I'm gonna play it because it's not ringing a bell to me. But that being said, I'm pretty confident just having the words Tears of the Kingdom beside it is gonna mean that it's going on to the next round. What would you agree with that?
This is I would agree, but this is rough because I wasn't able to find this song. When I try to search it, I get like flying minigame, minecart land minigame.
I think they meant to put Construct Factory 5 because I see that on the playlist here. I wonder if they got that wrong. Maybe.
No, I remember minigame 5 was on the playlist when I listened to it. That's a Construct 5 is like I think that's the 24th matchup.
Right. I will say apologies to everyone listening. This playlist is like not in any kind of order, so we have to go and find the song here. So bear with us as we're looking for it. But
yeah, what I did on my web browser is I just entered the search command and I would just search keywords. That made it a little easier for me at least.
Yeah, good call. I'll do the same here. Yeah, I don't see it on the playlist here. I do wonder if it's. Oh, here we go. Let's see what we got here. It's okay. It's gonna win, but I mean, like, it's okay.
Hold on, I'm listening. Oh, it kind of brings about like the old school minigame song. I do remember thinking that when I was playing Tears of the Kingdom for the first time. I was like, oh, they're kind of recycling the old minigame song, and I thought it was fine. But then you got Milk Bar, though. It's up against Milk Bar from Majora's Mask.
Milk Bar is gonna lose. I hate to say.
Oh man, that's a classic, though.
It is a classic. It's a fantastic song, but I think that we're gonna see some. I think we're gonna see some Tears of the Kingdom influx here. Let's go to our next matchup here. This is gonna be a murder, but like we got Clocktown against the Guessing Game House, which is a track from Ancient Stone Tablets, which I will play right now.
Not going anywhere.
It's actually kind of a good song, actually.
I freaking love that Guessing Game House when I discovered it on the playlist. I didn't realize. So this is the Satellaview game, right?
Yeah.
The Satellaview. Yeah, because I didn't realize that Zelda was on the Satellaview, which I hoped someday that like Nintendo like puts those titles on like an NSO service, so they like so much. There's so much of that is just unlike even like the Virtual Boy, like at least that stuff you can find online still, but the Satellaview stuff, because it was literally streamed from a satellite, like you had to like record it on the spot to like get that data, and like so much of that was just lost to time, which is it's just such a shame. Here's the funny thing though. I've never played Majora's Mask before. I've definitely heard of Clocktown before, and so I don't know if it's been like appeared in other games or if I've just heard it in like a bunch of YouTube videos, but like I was listening to that and I'm like, oh yeah, this is very familiar,
I think it's just like a famous track. It's like a signature track. Maybe not like the signature track, but like if you are kind of around Zelda and you've played like a few, like I think you would have heard Clocktown. It's gonna win. It should win. It's one of the best songs in the series. So yeah. Okay, let's go over to this matchup here. This is the dregs of the bracket, in my opinion. We've got the Final Exam from Spirit Tracks versus the Sky Realm from Triforce Heroes. I mean, I guess probably Spirit Tracks is gonna win, but it's not anything that I am like you know, really saying, like, I think both of these songs would probably lose to almost anything else. So here's the final exam from Spirit Tracks.
I really enjoyed the Skyrealm personally when I was listening to it. That's my pick. I have no idea what's going to win though, as someone who is an outsider.
Let's play that Skyrealm song from Triforce Heroes just so everybody kind of gets an idea of what that is.
I mean, when I think so, the final exam is pretty fun. That's like one of the first real kind of bops that you hear in Spirit Tracks, if I'm remembering right. But like, Triforce Heroes has some good music. I know you don't like it, Andy, but I actually really like the sound of Triforce Heroes. I think I would choose Spirit Tracks over Triforce Heroes, but I do want to give some credit to Triforce Heroes. They have some good music.
Yeah, unfortunately, a large part of what goes into the tournament and predicting who's going to win is like what game the song is from, right? Like, so you could argue that Skyrealm is a better piece of music than Spirit Tracks, but like I think more people are just prone to vote for a Spirit Tracks song than a Triforce Heroes song, which you can, and there are exceptions to that. Like if a piece of music is so good, it's kind of undeniable. But generally speaking, you know, it's that's the way of the world. All right, Malomart from Twilight Princess taking on Hidden Village from Twilight Princess. This is going to be a slaughter. It's going to be Hidden Village all day. Any disagreements with that?
I thought Malomart was like the meme song. I thought that was like the big popular one. Hidden Village was my personal pick too, but like I figured Malomart would slaughter this one.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Like I really like them both. But I know that Hidden Village is like very much loved.
It's gonna kill Malomart. I feel very confident saying that.
Man, I don't. I feel like Malomart might like surprise
Malamart's
people.
on TikTok, man. Like that's pretty big. I don't know.
That's very true. It's a popular TikTok sound. So is the
I think you gotta
Guardian
trust
music.
me. I think you gotta trust me. Malamart is not gonna win here.
Man,
so
I
up
love
next,
Malamart though.
We've got Windfall Island versus Gerudo Valley from Battle Quest, so Gerudo Valley is one of the most popular songs in Zelda ever. However, I do remember putting in the Cadence of Hyrule version of Gerudo Valley, and it got killed. And I think, unfortunately, it's going to be the same thing with the Battle Quest version. Even though it sounds cool, it's got some xylophone going on.
Yeah, it does sound really good.
The xylophone's actually the one part of the song I don't like. I think without the xylophone, this would be like top tier for me, but which I get it. It's Nintendo Land. It fits in with the theme. There's a lot of xylophone, throughout that whole score. Personally, I would have preferred the Smash 4 version. I think that's like the ultimate Gerudo Valley for me personally, at least.
I'm not gonna lie. Windfall Island makes me feel something though, like just so much happiness and joy. Kudos to Gerudo theme, but like I feel like that one always gets a lot of hype. Yeah. And Windfall, I think a lot of people really like Windfall too. So I'm personally gonna pick Windfall.
I'm gonna pick Windfall as well. I'd probably pick Windfall personally, and I'm gonna pick it in my prediction as well.
If it was Gerudo Valley, like OG Gerudo Valley, I might have a different opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, we got a Battle of the Castles here. We're into the next division here, the Bangers division, I believe. And we've got Hyrule Castle from Breath of the Wild versus Hyrule Castle from Four Swords Adventures. Hyrule Castle, Breath of the Wild all day, every day.
Yep.
Twice on Sunday.
It's a really strong track. I just need to remember Hyrule Castle from FSA though.
Hold on, I'll get it going on here so that we can play it. Everybody listening, by the way, is hearing like a every time I mess up searching for a keyword here. Okay, here we go. Hyrule Castle, Four Swords Adventure. It's basically a Link to the Past Hyrule Castle.
Oh yeah, which I do like.
Great song.
Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah, that is a really good song. That's like the classic. Oh my god, that takes me back to my childhood. Breath of the Wild
is gonna kill it though. Like,
yeah,
let's
it
be
is.
honest.
I agree.
All right, let's move on to the next song or the next matchup rather. Here we've got Hyrule Field from Ocarina of Time versus Lorule Castle from A Link Between Worlds, and I have bad news for you.
These matchups are kind of killing me.
Lorule Castle's gonna lose.
You think so?
Yep, I think so.
I feel like I'm yelling. I'm getting excited.
and I love Lorule Castle, But I would probably personally also pick Hyrule Field from Ocarina of Time, just for the memories I have of it. Even though I think Hyrule Castle is an exceptional Zelda song, but I think it's gonna lose to Ocarina of Time's Hyrule Field. I really do.
Yeah, I don't have nostalgia for Ocarina of Time because I didn't play it until 2019, believe it or not. That being said, I absolutely love this Hyrule Castle theme, and I think it just absolutely it's just even 20 years later, you still get that same sense of magic that I feel like one would have gotten when you played it back in like '98.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed both these tracks listening, but I completely agree. I'm in favor of Hyrule Field on this one.
Really? Okay.
I'm struggling because I feel like Laurel Castle doesn't Laurel Castle do really well every year? Like it gets far, doesn't it?
Not really.
Doesn't?
It's usually good for a round or two, but like that's if it's got the right opponents, and I don't think that this is the right opponent. I think it's going against a pretty beloved Ocarina of Time song.
Yeah. All right, I'll take your guys' word for it. Maybe I just don't know the fandom as much as I think I do.
Don't take my word for it. I don't know what I'm talking about, so.
You can take my word as a former winner of this tournament and a champion in the Hall of Fame.
Let's go, Andy. Let's continue.
Next matchup, we've got the Realm Overworld from Spirit Tracks against underrated song Cloud Tops from the Minish Cap. The Cloud Tops is just a very like triumphant version of the main theme, basically. It's gonna lose to the Realm Overworld from Spirit Tracks. That's pretty much what Spirit Tracks is most famous for, let's be honest, is this one good song.
Yeah, I agree. My only problem with like the Realm Overworld and Spirit Tracks is when I'm playing it at the marathon, I feel like I reach a point where I've heard it so much that I'm like,
God.
I'm so over this, I cannot listen to this song anymore, even though it's really, really good. But that's just a personal like issue. Nobody else has that issue unless they're doing the same thing I am. So
I felt like that with My Heart Will Go On watching Titanic. I was like, this song plays like the whole movie, and this movie's like 4 hours long.
So yeah, I think Realm Overworld will kill it in that round.
Doom, any thoughts to add to that?
I picked Cloud Tops for mine, but I didn't put any notes here, so I don't think either of them really stuck out that much to me. So
really, I would say that Realm Overworld is like, at least within Zelda Dungeon, like Mossies loves it, Locke loves it, like a lot of like our leaders like really love this song, and I do too. Like I think it's a great song, but it's not like a top tier song for me, but it's good enough to get through this round, I think.
Yeah, it's also not fair because, again, I haven't played these games yet, and, like, playing a game and hearing a piece of music in a much different context, like, is completely different than just listening to it on its own.
That's true. This matchup, I think, could be our first matchup that you could argue the merits of both songs. And that is Telltale Heights from Link's Awakening up against the Palace theme from Adventure of Link. And so the Palace theme, for everybody maybe that doesn't know, is the temple theme from Smash Bros, but like the OG version. And I love that song. I like it better than Telltale Heights, but I don't know if the fandom agrees.
Yeah, I voted Palace on my end. But yeah, I really enjoyed both of these. I actually recently played Link's Awakening right before Tears of the Kingdom came out. That was a really fun game. I'm glad I got to experience that. But yeah, obviously Palace, like you just mentioned, like I was introduced to that in Melee, and the original version I also think kicks a lot of ass, so that's my personal pick.
It's so good. Like, whoops.
I mean, I personally am going to go with Telltale Heights. I think like that's another like really strong classic, and I know that Palace theme is similar, like strong classic, but I'm also thinking about game popularity, like you mentioned before, and I know that Adventure Link is not very popular.
I think I would take Telltale Heights as well, and I think that's what I took in my. So I made my own personal prediction in like literally 60 seconds, so I don't remember what I took, but I'm pretty sure I took Telltale Heights.
I'm gonna be so mad if you win. If you're like, oh, I only worked on it for a minute.
I do that every year. I make my predictions in about a minute, and I'm just like, okay, next.
I'm over here second guessing everything.
Let's continue. We've got this matchup is going to be a slaughter. We've got the Dark World from A Link to the Past, an absolute beloved song, against the Field theme from Four Swords Awakening. Let's see if we can remember what Field sounds like, because I don't remember what it sounds like. But I mean, regardless, it's not going to be a good day for Field from Four Swords Adventures. I will tell you that. Even though it is like kind of a nice little bop.
It is a little boppy, yeah.
Definitely got nothing on Dark World though. It's
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark World's great. That's my pick too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go over to this. Could be a good matchup as well. Actually, the Great Sea versus the trailer theme from Twilight Princess. Now, this is what I propose to you guys.
Okay.
If we were picking personally, I'd probably pick the trailer theme because I think it's a great piece of music. I think the Great Sea is going to win though by virtue of nothing else other than you just hear it and hear it and hear it and hear it so much. You're playing the game, you're sailing, you hear it, you hear it, you hear it. It's like you go to bed and you hear it. It's like you just hear it so much that it's hard to shake that. And so I think it's going to win because of that.
Well, I would make the kind of the same argument, but in the opposite ways. You hear it so much, it's the same as the overworld theme from Spirit Tracks for me. Is like you kind of get sick of it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm going to bring back my word, hummability. It's got really strong hummability, but like the trailer one is so epic though.
It is epic.
The trailer one is iconic. Here's the thing, I couldn't even remember what it was before I heard it, and then the second like those first two notes came in, it was just, that whole trailer just came back to me from like 20 years ago. And it was just like, whoa, I'm back.
I think that might be the key, though, because when you look at the trailer theme, you don't remember it. And you're just like, because when I think of the Twilight Princess trailer, I think of the 2004 one, not the second one.
Yeah.
Like, I think of that theme, like the Shields Will Shatter theme. So, but when you see the Great Sea, immediately you're like, da 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 da. And so for that, I feel strongly Great Sea is gonna pull off the W, but I'm one man.
I think I agree with that. I think I agree with that. Great Sea wins, but my personal pick is definitely the Twilight Princess trailer.
Yeah. I'm in my own personal draft. I'm gonna do trailer theme.
Okay.
But if you think that the Great Sea is gonna take the win, then put that as our Zelda Cast theme.
I do. Let's move on to the next matchup here. We've got the game demo from the Wind Waker up against the title theme from Legend of Zelda. Where is the game demo from in this?
I'm guessing it's from.
Is it from a literal
Zelda
demo?
Yeah, there was a demo on the Zelda Collector's Edition that came with the GameCube. There was a 20-minute demo for Wind Waker. That's my guess. But there was 3 portions to the demo. You could choose to do. Maybe there was a different demo than the one I'm thinking of.
Regardless, this demo is not going to win. It's not going to win. It's going up against the title theme from Zelda, arguably the most iconic piece of music from the series. It's going to lose, unfortunately.
There's too much going on in this demo. Like the demo song, it kind of feels like you're playing the game versus having like a theme play.
Yeah. Are we all okay? Bidding farewell to the demo and moving Legend of Zelda theme into the next round. Okay. This is an interesting matchup here, actually, the next one, because I'm not sure what to expect from it. We've got Hyrule Field from Twilight Princess, a proven commodity that usually does pretty well in these tournaments, up against the final trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. Let's go ahead and play that right now. I
don't know. I don't know what wins this. Because I know both of those are going to be very popular picks. I feel like, I don't know, it could be one-sided. It could be like one-sided, or it could be like neck and neck. It could go either way for all I know.
Right. This is my thought, Al. This is my thought.
Okay, go for it.
Do you remember a couple years ago, so it was the 3rd year of the tournament, where I was humbled, because I picked the music from the 2017 Breath of the Wild trailer. I was campaigning for it to finally get into the tournament, and in the 3rd year I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna put it in, and I picked it to win, and it got killed in the first round. I'm sticking with the known commodity of Twilight Princess, because I first of all, I don't think that this trailer theme is like that great, to be honest with you. Out of context, I don't think it's that great out of context. Whereas, I don't know. History just tells me I'm gonna stick with the known commodity here.
After telling that
story, I'm gonna go with you just because I'm shocked the Breath of the Wild trailer didn't didn't even get round one win.
Listen to me. You have that soft opening, and then you have the main Zelda theme playing while he's falling in the sky, and you can like picture this in the trailer, and then you have that crazy saxophone solo halfway through. You don't think that that's like, I feel like that was so epic and people lost their minds from that trailer music. Like, I'm picking that on my personal draft. Like, I think you guys are crazy.
Yeah, but I also remember people losing their minds during the Breath of the Wild music.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that
was a significantly better piece of music too.
No, it was not.
in my uninformed consensus of like Zelda fandom, I feel like that was like an insanely popular song, and to hear that it lost a round one pick, it definitely makes me hesitate that Tears of the Kingdom's trailer music is going to be any different.
But also, that came when we put it in the bracket. It was like what, 4 years after Breath of the Wild came out. People had time to simmer down about it. Whatever. This came out just the same time last year. You know. People were making so many memes about the saxophone part of this music. I just think it...
Listen, I don't really care for the Twilight Princess Hyrule Field theme, to be honest with you. Again, it's one of those ones that you hear it and hear it and hear it, and it's like, God, I'm sick of this song. Mm-hmm. I just, based on what happened a few years ago with the Breath of the Wild trailer, I see your logic. I don't know if it's enough to sway me. So I'm voting Hyrule Field. You're voting Final Trailer. Doom, did I hear you say Hyrule Field?
Yeah, I'm doing Hyrule Field.
All right.
If you guys are right, then you know what? I will admit it. But if I'm right, I expect you to be like, you know what, Allison, you are smarter beyond comprehension.
Allison,
I mean, I've already admitted, to be fair.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like, I'll admit that
was my
right
whole
now.
premise going in.
All right, so let's go over to the next matchup. This is a new bracket here, by the way. I want to say this is, what was it? Bops, beats, bangers, bungos, whatever. So we're in Toll from Ordon Village, the Picross Select level. I don't even know what the hell this is. Against Gloom's Lair.
Game.
There's not one singular chance that even one person votes for the Picross song. Like, that's not true. Someone will vote for it.
Rip Ordon Village. There's absolutely no chance. Both in the bracket and in my personal pick. Gloom's Lair is just such a phenomenal piece of music.
It's a cool theme.
Gloom's Lair is so intense. Oh, God, I love it. I love that I'm replaying this game right now. God, the music in this game is so good.
Yeah, I think Gloom's Lair is easily going to be victorious here, no doubt. Let's move on. This is a great matchup up next. We've got the Forest Temple from Ocarina of Time versus Romance in the Air from Skyward Sword. Mm-hmm. Two of my favorites, and two that I feel like are kind of equally matched in terms of popularity that we've seen. I guess if I was to make a prediction, I'd probably go with Forest Temple.
Forest Temple all day, every day for me. Forest Temple is probably tied for Temple of Time as my favorite songs in Ocarina of Time. It's
it's my favorite song in the series. It's just I don't like. I know other people don't love it as much as I do, but I think it can beat Romance in the Air. Al, what do you say?
This one's hard for me. I know I haven't like highly rated Romance in the Air in the past, but something about it has like been getting to me, I think. I really like that song now.
I do too.
But God, this is a rough matchup though. Like I really struggle with the matchup. If it was anything else, I probably would choose the Romance in the Air.
I think Forest Temple's just gonna have enough to squeak by, but it might be close. I think it will be close actually. Okay, so next up we have got Fee's Gratitude versus File Select from Skyward Sword. Both these songs from Skyward Sword. I think Gratitude is going to win. I think it should win. We've picked it as a winner on our personal bracket here before, so we love this song. I think it's going to win though.
So when I'm thinking of File Selection, I just think of I'm listening to it now before I like really get into it, but I just think of like wind blowing. No, that was the title screen. Never mind. Okay.
I just think of like the Great Fairy theme. Like it's
Five's Gratitude is going to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked File Select for mine. I really enjoyed this version at least, but
hold on. Have you played Skyward Sword?
No, it's on Skyward Sword and Majora's Mask are like the next two big Zelda games that I want to tackle. I don't know which I'm going to do first or not, but they're definitely next in line.
I think that of maybe all of the songs on the list, Fi's Gratitude is one that when you hear it in context is like really takes it to like a couple other levels. Would you agree with that, Al?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can believe that for sure, yeah.
Okay, so we've got Frozen Rito Village from Tears of the Kingdom versus Zora's Domain from Twilight Princess. I think it's going to be Rito Village. Let's get that play in here. This is a good theme. Eerie theme, quiet theme. Haunting.
Yeah, I picked Zora's Domain for mine, but I really enjoy both of these pieces of music, and so I could definitely see Rito Village going just because, again, the popularity and all that, but yeah.
It's also one of the most obvious, because when you really think about it, at least in my first playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom, you get to Rito Village first, and obviously there's turmoil, there's a phenomenon happening, and you can hear it in the village music, and you can hear it in the other villages too, but I feel like Rito is the most obvious. Like, it's scary, it sounds ominous, it's creepy, and I just did it again, like, last weekend, doing that portion of Tears of the Kingdom, and it's so good, it really gets you into the I need to save these people kind of mindset. And then when you get to Zora's Domain, like, yeah, it's good, it's just another rendition of Zora's Domain, maybe sounds a little jazzy, but I think Rito is going to take it.
I agree.
And then you get to Goron, and then everyone has the munchies.
Yeah.
Somebody pointed out, actually, that in 6 years, we have never featured Goron City, which seems impossible to me. But maybe it's true.
That does seem weird. That's kind of funny, because when you, in the last couple years of Symphony of the Goddesses, they featured that song very heavily in their set, which I thought was weird. Like a weird decision.
All right, next matchup. We've got the Song of Healing versus Face Shrine from Link's Awakening. Song of Healing is going to crush it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've advocated for Song of Healing really heavily in the past, so there's nothing more for me to say beyond that.
Me neither.
Yeah, my vote went to Song of Healing as well. I did really enjoy the Face Shrine. I love how in the Link's Awakening remake, I love how in these new orchestral pieces, they also do, like, I don't know if it's technically sampling or if it's like recreating, but they have like these little Game Boy, like, 8-bit samples, these little chiptune samples that come in. And I love how they intermingle and, like, kind of play and do call and response to each other. I think that's such a cool touch. That being said, though, Song of Healing is easily my pick.
I really like that as well. Angler's Tunnel actually is the one that sticks out for me as being really cool. All right, main theme of Breath of the Wild versus Lanayru Sansi from Skyward Sword. I think it's going to be main theme of Breath of the Wild. Do we have any disagreements there?
No, even though Lanayru Sansi is pretty cool sounding.
It's a good theme.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild wins. I will say, though, Lanayru Sansi is going to be my personal pick, though. I thought that was a really cool piece of music.
Let's continue. We've got the title theme from Ocarina of Time versus the Tarrytown theme from Breath of the Wild. Ocarina of Time is going to murder it. Do we have any disagreements there?
Nope.
I mean, Tarrytown, though.
It's not even the main Tarrytown theme. It's the marriage song.
Where they get married?
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Adorable.
But the Ocarina of Time theme is really good, though.
It is, and it's classic, and I feel like a lot of people really like Tarrytown too. So I don't know.
It's not the Tarrytown theme. It's the getting married theme.
Just like it. Sounds just like Tarrytown.
Come back to Earth. There's no way that this song is gonna win.
Again, as someone with absolutely no childhood nostalgia for either of these titles, title theme from Ocarina of Time absolutely sweeps this.
Oh, you know what? This is a nice theme, though, isn't it? I'm just playing the Tarrytown married theme.
Cute, right?
It is a nice theme. It's a good theme, but it ain't gonna win. It's gonna lose. It's gonna lose. This is.
I believe you, but just for the sake of I want to pick it, I'm gonna pick it on my own.
Oh my god! This is why I'm the former champion here. All right, let's continue. Zelda's Lullaby versus the Construct Factory from Tears of the Kingdom. I think as well that it is going to be Zelda's Lullaby, but let's take a listen to the Construct Factory, which I mistakenly played earlier thinking it was the minigame theme, so if we're going to listen to it again. I don't know, it's like a nice piece of music, but I think it's just a little too soft and a little too unmemorable, I think. It's really soft.
I didn't remember it, to be honest,
Yeah.
so, but Zelda's Lullaby, though, especially if it's Skyward Sword.
I played that at my wedding, speaking of weddings.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, it's like, it's a very, kind of atmospheric piece of music versus one of the most iconic pieces of music in the whole series. And it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a blowout.
I don't know if I'm prepared to say it'll be a blowout, but I do think that Zelda's Lullaby is going to win. Oh, here we go. I
knew it. I saw it, and I was like, wait, here comes Andy.
So I made a joke, because I was not involved in putting this together. And so when they were just like, the bops, the beats, the ballads, the battles, I was like, what about the fifth category, the belligerent songs that go so hard, where Monk Mask Kashia should be number one? And I open up this musical March Madness bracket, and Locke, God bless his soul, has put Monk Mask Kashia at number one seed. Listen, the song isn't going to do well in the tournament. I feel pretty confident on that, but I do think it's going to beat the boss theme from Triforce Heroes. Monk Mask Kashia, this song just goes so unbelievably hard. Doom, had you heard this song before doing your research?
Yeah, I've played the Champion's Ballad. Yeah, I'm very familiar with this song. Yeah, I love when Zelda music just gets just super weird and very, it just completely breaks like what you would expect. And I feel like that this theme is like, that at its absolutely core. It's just like, let's get weird, let's get nasty with this thing. I love it. It's funny though, because I was listening to the Triforce Heroes themes, and I was listening to the intro, and it almost kind of sounds like this orchestral hip-hop beat at first, and I was like, hold up, we might have something here, this actually sounds kind of cool. And then the main intro, and then the main theme starts playing after that, and I was like, never mind, this is kind of meh. Whatever. It's Monk Mask Kashia, absolutely.
The song goes so hard.
I feel like this is the theme song of the Zelda Cast. God, the sound, like, the cowbells of this music really gets me. I just love that part where it's like, do. I love it. It's so good.
This is a former champion as well of ours when we did Musical March Madness.
Our bracket.
I was. Remember, we did Musical March Madness, and we were picking our favorites, and we had Corey on, and I think we just said, like, nah, we're going to cash in Money in the Bank. We just picked this as the winner.
And you were like, oh, God, what did you do? You were like, oh, wait, here comes the secret contender. And
it's Monk Mask Kashia with a chair.
Corey and I can't hear it, so we're like, what the hell is he talking about? But you can hear it in the episode.
Dun. Okay, so next matchup here, we got Monk Mask going on to the second round. We've got Blizzetta, the second half of Blizzetta, actually, versus Attack on Vomito. That's tough. I'm not really sure. Let's play Attack on Vomito and see, like, are either of these, like I don't know that you could say, like, either of these titles to Zelda fans and they immediately are just, like, think of the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing about, the Attack on Vomito, that's the part where you're, like, flying over it and bombing it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that music's okay. But I don't know, something about Blizzetta just, like, really grabs me. Like, it's very, I don't know, it's intense, and you can feel the battle even though you're not, like, playing it or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
So for me, and this is really interesting because I need to play Twilight Princess again. It's been almost like 2 decades, and that's weirdly the Zelda game I've played more than any of the others. But just because it was my very first one, and so I remember absolutely hating this part of the game. You know, the whole ice section. But I was listening to this, and I'm like, this theme is actually kind of a bop. I actually like this. So I don't know. Maybe my opinions have changed today, and I want to go into that with a fresh pair of senses, you know?
I don't know, when I just listened to Vomito again, and it's like,
it sounds good.
This could be another Allison problem, where I have played this game so many times, speedrunning. I've, like, speedrun it at least, I don't know, 25 times. So that part I hear it all the time, and I'm like really over it. But the Blizzetta song is so like it's smooth, but it's intense. It's like really interesting.
Here's my 2 cents here. I think this will be close, but I think if I'm predicting what I think will win, I'm going to take Blizzetta for no reason other than I feel like people just will recognize the name and it's been around longer. But okay. I don't feel confident about this. I think it could go either way. I'm
going to choose Blizzetta because I think it actually sounds like a cooler song.
I kind of like the Vomito part.
I'm gonna go with Allison for the same reasons.
Okay,
but I could also I can see Vomito taking it though.
Oh, okay. So Blizzetta, I see. Okay, so Blizzetta into the second round. All right, let's continue. We've got the next song here: the Demon King's Army versus the fight against Burn from Spirit Tracks. I actually like. I think that the Demon King's Army is like a pretty like cool song, but I think the name alone is just it's gonna. Even if the song sucked, like it's gonna kill whatever's from Spirit Tracks. It's a cool song though. I like it.
It is a cool song. I'm trying to think of when it plays. Is that like right before you go in to fight Ganondorf? You're like down on the
I think like when the champions join you.
Yeah. But then the fight against Burn, I'm trying to remember that too. I remember that being a cool moment.
I mean like yeah, but like oh, you know what? Here's the breakdown of the Demon King's Army. This is a cool part of the song. This is actually a rockin' piece of music. It's gonna kill. So you got to go a minute 33 into the Demon King's Army, and then the second part starts. Yeah, it sounds pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I really like this piece. I have similar feelings on it back when we were talking about the Nintendo Land Gerudo Village. I don't like the xylophone here. The xylophone takes me a little bit out of it, but I think without that xylophone, it's a killer piece.
Okay.
And so I don't know. Maybe I'm just a xylophone hater. I don't know.
Maybe you are.
You xylophone hater.
You got against the xylophone. That was my favorite thing to play in school music class. He's just like. All right.
Yeah. Demon
all about
King.
The hot cross buns on the recorder, man. That's what.
Oh yeah, me too. I was just listening to Fight Against Burn. It's okay. It's not that great compared to the epicness of. Yeah, no, it's not that good.
Colgera. We finally got Colgera into the fray, taking on the title and dragon. So Colgera's going to kill this. The question is how far in this tournament can Colgera go?
I think Colgera's going to win. That's my prediction, is that Colgera's
the whole thing.
I think Colgera's taking the whole thing.
Okay.
I think if people went nuts for the trailer of Tears of the Kingdom, they went even more nuts for the music against the Colgera fight. Because one, it takes place during the best boss fight of the whole game. You know, people were so like flabbergasted by Colgera, and then they're like listening to the music, and you have the dead Rito warrior singing in the background, and it's insane, and you're up in the air, and there's ice shards flying at you. I think that the atmosphere plus the song is really gonna carry it.
I don't agree, but we'll get there. We'll get to what I think takes out Colgera. Let's continue. We've got Dark Beast Ganon from Breath of the Wild. Disappointing fight, but a cool song. I might posit. Against Godon from the Wind Waker. Which boss is Godon again?
Isn't Godon the like robot head guy in the
That's
temple
what I thought. He's like Bongo Bongo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark Beast Ganon's gonna win.
I'm trying to remember what Godon sounds like. I do remember his music being pretty good.
I mean, like, even if it's pretty good, Dark Beast Ganon's gonna win.
But it kind of has like an interesting little... I don't know what instrument that is, but it's cool sounding.
I'll tell you this for free. Like I think that a lot of people are just going to look at the name and see like, okay, Dark Beast Ganon versus like this person that I don't know.
I have one issue with Dark Beast Ganon though, is there's that part, and I don't know what musical decision this was, where it feels like a pause, like the song stops and then it like comes back, and it's so weird, and it always gets me when I'm fighting him.
Right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's kind of like the Breath of the Wild theme where it's like, and then it stops and it continues, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm listening to this Godon theme. I do not like this at all. I don't like this at all. That's enough of that. Okay, so do we all agree Dark Beast Ganon is going to win?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Phantom Ganon boss from Tears of the Kingdom versus Rivali, Ace, Archer, and Aviator from Age of Calamity. I mean, it's Phantom Ganon, right?
I mean, Rivali has really good music, though. Like, Rivali's theme is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, listening to both of these, I personally much prefer the Rivali theme. That being said, I feel like Phantom Ganon is gonna sweep this pretty easily, just on name recognition alone.
I agree. Unfortunately, it's less about the actual music. A lot of it, I think, is due to name and game recognition. Plus, I think the Phantom Ganon fight is pretty sick.
Oh yeah, it's a great fight. Yeah.
I think I'm personally going to choose Rivali.
Okay. Let's. We're almost done the first round here, so we're gonna blitz through the rest of this once we're out of the first round because we're running long here. But we got Mulgera versus Linebeck. Mulgera's gonna win.
Versus Linebeck? I think that's different. I think that's like at the end of the game.
Yeah. Again, I think just on name recognition, Mulgera's gonna win. I would probably pick almost anything over Mulgera. I really don't care for this song.
I agree. I don't like the Mulgera theme.
Yeah.
I like the Hyrule Warrior. I like the Hyrule Warriors version of this theme, but yeah, Mulgera's gonna win.
Okay, last matchup of the first round here. We've got the Shrine Battle from Tears of the Kingdom taking on with Power Awakened from Age of Calamity. I would again suggest to you guys that just based on name and game recognition alone, Shrine Battle's gonna win.
Shrine Battle is such a bop, though.
It's a good song too.
I first heard it and I was like, "Oh, this rocks."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Shrine Battle myself.
Okay, well that's the first round done, so we are now into the second round here, and we can start to pick up the tempo here because we're going to be revisiting a couple songs that now we're familiar with. Let's get started with our first matchup of the second round. We've got the Song of Storms versus the minigame theme from A Link Between Worlds. Listen, I know you guys love the minigame theme, but Song of Storms is going to beat it.
I'm taking minigame.
You think that more people are going to vote for the minigame theme from A Link Between Worlds over Song of Storms?
I think if they hear it, yes. Like, if they actually go and listen to it, I think they would.
That's a big if, and no way.
It's
no,
so
there's no
good,
way.
though.
No way.
So good.
I bet you lunch that if the minigame theme song even makes it to the second round, it gets killed by Song of Storms.
Lunch in August?
Lunch in August.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Andy is right. Minigame is going to lose, but it deserves to make it to the finals. Not win. Obviously, Forest Temple deserves to win, but this should be a finalist in my opinion.
Now that's a conversation I can entertain because it is a great theme. Like the that's good stuff.
It fills me with so much joy, man.
Yeah, it really does.
And if you're not filled with joy, man, what is even the point?
Yeah, you gotta check your pulse.
That's how I felt the last 2 weeks without coffee.
I was waiting for you to say the last 2 weeks without me. I was like, what are you talking about? I saw you last week.
Talked to you yesterday.
Let's continue. Kokiri Forest versus minigame number 5. Minigame number 5. Kokiri Forest is gonna...
I'll take Kokiri Forest on this one. Yeah. I'm still taking minigame for A Link Between Worlds. We're betting lunch. I never win our bets, but it's fine.
Okay.
You know what? I respect it, though.
I
literally never win our bets. Never.
I respect the free lunch that I'm gonna eat. All right, Clocktown versus the final exam from Spirit Tracks. I think that, unfortunately... The final exam is going to have a failing grade.
Wow, Andy. Good job. I actually appreciate that. That was great.
Hey, that was pretty good.
You could say the clock's ticking on the final exam. Yours was way better. But...
Damn it, Doom. That was pretty good, actually. That kind of overshadowed mine.
No, yours was definitely the better one.
I kind of like the
clock.
Thank
you, though.
Ticking.
I appreciate it.
All right, Hidden Village versus Windfall Island. This is going to be close, I think. This is going to be close. Let's get some Windfall Island going on here.
I personally am choosing Windfall Island because in my bracket I chose Malomart, but I honestly think that Hidden Village would probably kill Windfall Island.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking of Outset Island for some reason, which isn't in this tournament this year, which is weird.
It's also a good one, but I think Windfall is definitely would have more recognition and memorability and hummability. So? Well, both of them do. It's hard. It's hard.
I think you're right. I think Hidden Village is going to win.
Yeah.
My pick is Hidden Village. At the same time, though, I also... I guess I'm going to trust your guys' opinion. I have to keep in mind for myself that I don't hold Wind Waker's soundtrack as much in high regards as most Zelda fans do, despite it being my favorite Zelda game. It's my favorite Zelda game too. Yeah, but
I have to factor Tears in the Kingdom into this now. But I think like the highest two soundtracks were Wind Waker and Skyward Sword.
I'll take Ocarina of Time and Skyward Sword, but Wind Waker's like not far behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Okay, let's keep on going here. Hyrule Castle from Breath of the Wild versus Hyrule Field from Ocarina of Time. This is going to be close. This is, mark my words, this will be close.
Okay.
That's gonna be a cage match. Oh my god.
Here's the thing. Let me give everybody some context. Hyrule Castle is one of Mossy's like favorites. I think it's his favorite song in the series. So it's been perennially rated fairly high in our seating. Usually Moss and I get together and we determine the seating every year. Last year, Hyrule Castle is a popular song, no doubt. And last year, the four big songs were gone. So like Ballad of the Goddess 1, it was out. Midna's Lament 1, it was out. Dragon Roost, Gerudo Valley. Everything seemed poised to finally be the year for Hyrule Castle, and it choked. It choked so hard. So I think I'm going to take it to win against Hyrule Field, but I'm a little bit scarred from last year still.
Okay. So you're going to take Hyrule Castle for the Zelda Cast bracket is what I'm hearing.
I am.
I'm going to take the opposite just so we can see what happens on my own bracket. Because I'm also of mind that it could just be either or based on a vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm also in agreement that this one is a coin flip. Taking my own personal no nostalgia into this, I don't know, I'm still going to go Hyrule Field. That's my preferred theme personally. But these are both phenomenal themes. Let's make that very clear.
Okay, so we got Hyrule Field moving on. But here's the thing, like, if you were like, let's make a bet, I don't know that I would, because I don't feel very...
No, absolutely not. No. I am not betting on that.
And this is a good one. This next matchup is good for another reason, because I think both of these songs would lose to both of the songs that we just talked about. And that's Realm Overworld and Telltale Heights.
I think I would choose Telltale Heights to win over Realm Overworld.
I would too. Doom?
Probably Telltale Heights just on name recognition, because I remember that name in Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's used and recycled a lot.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure there's a Smash version of the Spirit Tracks Realm Overworld theme, but I just every year we think that the Realm Overworld is going to do so well because it's a great song, and it never does. Never does. All right, let's keep going here. Let's talk about the Dark World versus the Great Sea.
Dark World.
It's going to be Dark World.
I have the trailer.
I mean, I hope it wins.
I think it's going to be Dark World. Let's get some Dark World going on here. What a great song.
It's definitely my pick. But again, I don't know how... Again, compared to my personal preferences, I don't know in how high regard people hold the Great Sea, so I don't know.
Dark World has historically done really well in this tournament. Like, it's made I think it's made it to the finals twice, but just hasn't won. So take that for what you will. But yeah, I think Dark World is going to win. This is going to be interesting. So we've got the title theme from Legend of Zelda versus Hyrule Field from Twilight Princess, which is already a controversial pick because the trailer theme got knocked out. We knocked it out. On my
bracket.
Well, between these two, I don't know. Like, I guess I think the title theme, but that's close.
I need to listen to it again.
Yeah, this one's another coin flip for me. Not as much as a coin flip as the Hyrule Castle, Hyrule Field, but this is another one where I'm not entirely sure where it's going to go.
I'm going to take the title theme.
I think versus Twilight Princess, Hyrule Field?
Yeah.
I think I would take the title theme as well.
I'm going to go Hyrule Field just to be a contrarian. Even though, again, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's fine. Let's keep it going here, and let's go to our next matchup. We've got Gloom's Lair from Tears of the Kingdom versus the Forest Temple from Ocarina of Time. I think Gloomslayer is going to win.
Okay. I think so too, just because of Tears of the Kingdom and recency and whatnot.
I don't know how particularly strong Gloomslayer is going to be, though, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I don't think it's going to make it very, like, to the end or even past the next round.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna still go for Forest Temple. I don't know. I know I got biased because it's one of my favorite pieces of music, but
I think I would choose personally Forest Temple
totally.
as well, but more so since it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And Forest Temple never seems to do well. Like
it's usually good
well,
for like a round
really?
or so. Yeah.
Really, that's surprising.
Which is too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think, that being said, I think that Forest Temple might have a chance because I think that we could very well be overestimating how popular Gloomslayer is going to be. Because, like, when I think of Tears of the Kingdom music, I don't think of that song.
Right, me neither.
I really actually don't think of a lot of songs. Like, I think of the main theme and maybe Colgera, and that's, like, it.
I disagree with you, but I don't think of Gloomslayer.
Well, and don't take that as me saying that I don't think that Tears of the Kingdom has good music. I do think it has good music. Just, like, what's that theme that you just like immediately think of, right? Like when you like for me, it's Colgera.
Surprised is that Dragonhead Island is not on this list at all.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to see that.
That was one of them when we were doing our Tears of the Kingdom music episode. That was in my top 5.
Yeah, totally. Okay, well let's keep it going here. Speaking of Tears of the Kingdom, we've got Fi's Gratitude up against Frozen Rito Village. I think Fi's Gratitude is gonna knock it off.
I do too.
So, it sounds right. From what you guys have talked about it.
Song of Healing versus the main theme from Breath of the Wild. I think it'll be a competitive matchup, but I'm going to take Song of Healing.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I want Song of Healing to win in that matchup, but I feel like Breath of the Wild theme might take it.
I don't think so. For whatever reason, I feel like Breath of the Wild theme never does as well as I think that it's going to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Doom, you're the tiebreaker here. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel so uneducated on this one. Like I genuinely have no idea like where either of these would really rank in the community. I'm gonna go Song of Healing just because I feel like that's my personal pick.
Okay,
but I don't know how accurate that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Okay, well this is a heavy hitter matchup next. Holy cow! The title theme of Ocarina of Time against Zelda's Lullaby from Skyward Sword. I'm gonna take the title theme from Ocarina of Time, but that's a matchup that could probably be further in the tournament.
I am gonna take Zelda's Lullaby.
Title theme is my personal pick. I'm gonna go with Lullaby as the bracket winner, though.
What?
I mean, if you really think about it, it's Zelda's Lullaby from Skyward Sword, which is like easily probably the best Zelda's Lullaby there is, and Zelda's Lullaby is such a strong, classic song that has been used many, many times, recycled many, many times, whereas, like, title theme for Ocarina of Time is good, but that's all it's been,
Historical data from this tournament would suggest that Ocarina of Time title theme is going to handedly beat Zelda's Lullaby. But if that is your will, we can get rid of the title theme. I picked the title theme to win the tournament.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
I don't think it's that strong.
I think it is. I really
shows
think
how much I know.
We'll see who's right here in only a few weeks. Okay, let's move on. Monk Mask Kashia dun 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 versus Blizzetta the second half. I don't think Monk Mask Kashia is like a very strong song or beloved song like outside from us. But I do think it might have enough to beat Blizzetta, particularly because it's the number 1 seed. And I think people predicting are going to take, like, if they don't know, they're just going to be like, I don't know, number 1 probably beats number 8, right?
Yeah. I think that it's strong enough to take out Blizzetta. Blizzetta's cool, but it's not Monk Mask Kashia.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay. The Demon King's Army versus Colgera.
Colgera.
Give me that Colgera!
Oh, you're going to hate me, man. You're going to hate me in the next round.
I already do hate you. You knocked off the title theme from Ocarina of Time.
Oh.
Unbelievable. Yeah. All right, Doom, Colgera?
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
on the Colgera train? Okay. Dark Beast Ganon from Breath of the Wild versus the Phantom Ganon boss fight. I think it's going to be Dark Beast Ganon. I think.
Yeah. Because, like, Phantom Ganon's cool, but I don't find the music of fighting Phantom Ganon as memorable as fighting Dark Beast Ganon.
Yeah, I think I agree.
On top of that, like, it's so epic and you do it once versus with Phantom Ganon, like, once you have him pop up once, the surprise is gone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you on the Dark Beast Ganon train here, Doom?
Yep.
All
Personal pick and bracket winner.
Mulgara versus the Shrine Battle from Tears of the Kingdom. I think Mulgara's probably going to win, but you know what? Whatever. I'm going to take the Shrine Battle. Why the heck
Shrine
not?
Battle should win. Like, let's be real. It should win. I don't, but it's not.
It sucks though because everybody loves Mulgara, and I just don't get it.
I don't get it. It's an annoying song. Okay, so are you taking Mulgara? I can't do. I'm not voting for Mulgara. I don't care.
No, I'm not either. I'm not either.
Shrine Battle it is. It's probably gonna lose, but whatever.
Whatever.
Okay, the Song of Storms, the third round now. So the Song of Storms versus Kokiri Forest. I think that the rain dries out in this round.
Oh my god, Nandy. Okay. I mean, I agree with you.
You tried.
Tough crowd. Okay. All right. Kokiri Forest into the Elite Eight, as it were. We're all okay with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Clocktown versus Hidden Village.
Oh man, I might have Clocktown up against Colgera. That's what I'm starting to see.
I'll take Clocktown.
Yeah.
I think Clocktown wins this. The Hidden Village is still my personal pick because I love that, you know, the whole Western vibe in Zelda, but I feel like Clocktown is a lot more iconic.
Okay, this isn't a matchup that I would have predicted, but Hyrule Field from Ocarina of Time versus Telltale Heights from Link's Awakening. I think you got to keep riding Hyrule Field, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dark World versus the title theme. Title theme is great, but I mean, it's Dark World, right? Like
Dark World's going to take title theme.
Okay. Gloom's Lair versus Fi's Gratitude. I am not ready to take Gloom's Lair any further. I want to stick with what I know.
Not against Fi's Gratitude, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take your word for it on this one.
All right. The Song of Healing versus Zelda's Lullaby, which will not be in this matchup come tournament time. I will take the Song of Healing over this particular Zelda's Lullaby theme. It is the best version of Zelda's Lullaby, though.
This is hard. I personally would take Song of Healing, but I just know how much people love Zelda's Lullaby. How well does Zelda's Lullaby from Skyward Sword do over?
It's usually good for a round or two.
Oh, okay.
Song of Healing is usually good for like a 2-3 rounds, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. My cat is being annoying.
Hi, Loki. Yeah, I'm going to take Song of Healing. Doom, what say you?
Yeah, I guess I'll go with Song of Healing too. I don't really have a big opinion on this one, so.
Al, an official pick. Like, we're going to send Song of Healing to the second to the fourth round.
That's fine with me. I'm okay with it.
Monk Maz Kashia versus Cole Guerra.
I'm sorry, Andy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like, I wouldn't expect Monk Maz Kashia to defeat Cole Guerra. I think it's a better song, of course, and I love Cole Guerra, but it's not going to beat Cole Guerra. I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, but that's a heck of a run for Monk Maz Kashia. If it makes it 2 rounds in, I would be stoked. Like, I'd be so happy with that. Cool. Okay, Dark Beast Ganon versus the Shrine Battle. I kind of feel like we're just riding Dark Beast Ganon here. Like, I don't know.
It's not going to win the next round. Neither of these songs are winning the next round.
I probably agree. Yeah, Doom, would you concur?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, so we're down to the Elite Eight here, which is pretty similar to the one that I had on my own. So let's start up at the top. We've got Kokiri Forest versus Clocktown from Majora's Mask. This is a doozy.
That's tough.
It's a doozy, but Clocktown is so dynamic. So I'm going to go with Clocktown.
I think I'm with you. I think Clocktown is gonna narrowly beat Kokiri Forest, but that's a tough one. That's a real tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Doom?
I think I have to go with Clocktown just because, again, I've never played Majora's Mask. But the second I heard that, I'm like, I have heard that song before.
It's so memorable.
Yeah, I'm going Clocktown.
Okay. Hyrule Field from Ocarina of Time versus Dark World from A Link to the Past. This is another one where I think it's going to be real close. Real close. I think, though, because we know Dark World has done really well in years past, so I'm going to stick with what I know and take Dark World for the victory.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with you.
What say you, Doom?
It
doesn't matter.
Keep riding that Hyrule Field.
All right, let's go.
It's solely for here.
Fi's Gratitude versus the Song of Healing. I think it might be Fi's Gratitude. I do, but that I don't feel confident about that. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. I don't really know how the Song of Healing does. It's really hard for me to like remove my personal feelings about Song of Healing. Because I'm like, oh, Song of Healing just has so much for me personally. I don't know that a lot of people feel that way about it. So I'm just like, does it really go that far?
I think a lot of people love Song of Healing.
Okay.
I do. Now, this was easy in my personal bracket because I picked Ocarina of Time and I was like, oh yeah, Ocarina of Time is going to crush it. No worries. But here, I don't know. I think I'm going to go Gratitude, though. So, Doom, what say you? What are you picking?
So my personal pick is definitely Song of Healing, but again, okay. I'm not educated enough to know, like, the overall fandom's opinions.
I think
we got to pick something here.
I'm gonna go based on what I think people would like, and I think Fi's Gratitude probably would outweigh Song of Healing, but I would personally pick Song of Healing.
I mean, if you think I think it's going to be like a coin flip. I think it's going to be real close. Like, if you guys are saying you think Song of Healing could win, I would accept that. Like, just because I think it could happen.
Do it then.
I mean, I don't know. Like, what? Vote for what you think will win. Don't let me influence you. So I guess is what I'm saying.
Let's get a Song of Healing upset going.
Let's do Song of Healing. I know that Fi's Gratitude is really great, but I don't actually know how well it's done in the past. I know a lot of people are actually really annoyed with Fi, so.
I guess so. Okay, we've got Colgera versus Dark Beast Ganon. I think Colgera wins for the last time.
Nope, I disagree. I think it's taking the win.
I don't think so. It's good, but it's not that good.
It's
good
enough.
Are we in agreement Colgera is going to beat Dark Beast Ganon?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The Final Four. Wow. This should really be the final matchup, I feel like. Clocktown versus Dark World.
That would be actually a really fun if Colgera wasn't in this. I would be down for that.
I'm going to take Dark World. I'm going to
take Clocktown.
Doom?
I think I'm going to go Dark World too, actually, yeah.
What?
Something is telling me that this is a repeat matchup and that this matchup has happened before and Dark World won. I think that happened. I can't tell you 100% for sure.
I could be wrong on this, but my thing with Dark World is that it's appeared so much in Smash, which again is like that's a lot of my Zelda exposure right there.
Yeah.
I think there's like three or four versions of that song in Smash. And so I feel like on that alone, I feel like it has just a little bit more iconography to push it over Clock Tower.
Yeah.
Or Clocktown, I mean, yeah.
I agree. And also because we've seen some years where I thought that Clocktown was going to push to like win the whole thing or get into like the final like four, and it bowed out a little bit early. So I have a little bit more confidence in Dark World. Song of Healing versus Colgera. This is where Colgera runs out for me.
I disagree.
I'm taking Song of Healing. Doom, you've got the tiebreaker here. What say you?
I really want Song of Healing. I feel like it's going to go to Colgera, though. I feel like, from what I've seen at least, and again, I'm very uneducated, but from what I've seen, I feel like the Zelda fandom has exploded in response to this song. Like, a good explosion. But then again, I was wrong about those trailer themes. I thought they exploded to those as well, and I guess I was wrong there.
Well then, that leaves us with one left. One matchup left for all the marbles here. It's the Dark World versus Colgera. I'm sorry, it's Dark World, and I think it's Dark World by a lot in this matchup.
I so disagree. I'm taking Colgera.
When have you ever seen like a piece of new Zelda music come in and dominate? You've never seen it.
No,
never. It's never happened in 6 years.
So good, Andy. It's
separate
so
how you feel from how the masses are going to vote, though. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
It's okay if you want to choose Dark World on the Zelda Cast. I'll just know that my bracket is better than the Zelda Cast.
Oh, we'll see about that. Okay. Well, Doom, Allison and I seem to be at an impasse here. We're headed for some sort of confrontation. Our special guest referee, it all falls to you. Everything now rests on your shoulders. Doominal Crossing
pressure.
from the Omega Metroid podcast.
Yeah, the one who's most educated on this subject matter. Glad it all falls on my lap. So here's the thing. This is another one where I think it's going to be a coin flip, but I don't think the results are going to be close. I think the actual result is going to be very one-sided, but I can see it being one-sided in either direction for various reasons. That being said, Allie, I'm going Colgera. I'm joining the Colgera train.
Yes!
Are you serious right now? You think Colgera is going to be Dark World?
Personally,
this is a sham.
Hey! Well, this isn't my personal pick. I love the Dark World theme. The Link Between Worlds Dark World theme is actually probably my all-time favorite Zelda track. Absolutely love that theme. But I don't know, man. Despite how little I know, I feel like I've seen so many people just raving about this one theme and this sequence in parts. Like, so many people, like, when you look at favorite Tears of the Kingdom sequences, this Colgera fight is, like, constantly, like, at the top of that list. And I feel like, because of those story beats, because of the music, the impact, the spectacle, the presentation of it all, I don't know, man. I feel like it's going to carry it.
You know what? You, sir, Doominal Crossing, you're a fraud. That's what you are. You're a fraud. And Allison, I don't know what to say to you.
I feel good about having Doom on my side because he knows more about music than I do. So.
To be fair, I think he took my side for like 90% of the matchups. It's just the one that counted. Thanks. I'm gonna boot you back to Omega after we're done here. Jeez. Okay, so I've titled our prediction Zelda Cast Civil War. We do indeed have Colgera taking the top spot, and I'm gonna hit submit. So there we go. And everybody, it's as easy as that. You just fill out the bracket. You do all the matchups just like we did. You hit submit, and you can get your prediction in. You still have a couple hours to do so. So make sure that you get that done. For what it's worth, I might try and get this episode out a little bit early, so to help everybody along with their predictions. So. Yeah, that's we got the wrong winner, but we had a fun time.
I think I always love doing these episodes, especially when there's a guest and they team up with me against Andy. So it's always my favorite part.
We all picked the wrong winner. We all picked the wrong winner. It's obviously Forest Temple, but that's for another day.
This is I don't know. I'm surrounded by frauds right now. I don't know what else to say. Well, time will tell.
I never claimed to be an expert, to be fair. So one's on you, buddy.
I forget which one were we betting on? Which matchup? I forgot.
Anybody in the chat remember which one we made a bet on? And was it Ocarina of Time title theme?
Somebody let us know in the Discord after they listened to the episode.
Yeah. I think it was. Yeah, it was Ocarina of Time. What was title matchup?
I don't think it was actually. I think it was something else. I don't know. Somebody's that is going to have to listen to this and remember. I can't believe that we can't remember. We just did this.
We did.
Like we just did this. You know why? It's because I feel what's a good word? Astounded at this choice of Victor in our tournament here. I did not sign off on this, except if Colgera wins, then I did.
Wow, Andy.
You're right. You're damn right. Okay, Well, we ran a little bit long here, so I guess we'll just let everybody know. Once again, Musical March Madness is going on Zelda Dungeon right now. Head over to the website. It's the first post on the site. It's going to be pinned there. It's going to be that one same post. Bookmark it. Keep going back to it every day. Every day there's going to be a couple new matchups with polls that you can vote on. So make sure that you check it out. Get some predictions in. Have some fun. And let us know if you're Team Spiteri or Team these jokers over here on who is gonna take the W in this tournament.
Oh my God.
Tournament. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys. I love these episodes.
Me too. It's always a blast.
It was just fun for me discovering like all sorts of new music. That was my favorite part of all this.
My favorite part was
that minigame theme, though. Can we just talk about that minigame theme again?
Andy, can you
better than it has any right to be
outro the episode with that theme?
I'll intro, but I don't know if I can outro.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it definitely is a little bit of a bop. You have to wait till the claps come in though when it really starts to get going. So yeah, that's all she wrote. I know you guys got places to be, so let's wrap this thing up. We are going to get out of here, my friends, but of course, well, first and foremost, we want you to check Doom and I out over on the Omega Metroid podcast. We're doing our thing every week along with Dak, and we're producing, somehow, some way, we produce a weekly Metroid show full of new content weekly. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we've done it for 4 years, but we do it. So make sure that you check us out over on OmegaMetroid.com and over on the Omega Metroid podcast. We, of course, are available wherever you get your podcast. Go like, subscribe, recommend, rate, review. If you got a Zelda fan in your life, tell them where they can get their weekly Zelda fix. Give us a follow over on social. We're at the Zelda Cast, at Spiteri316, at Allison Aletha, at Doominal Cross. And we got a Patreon too, by the way. I uploaded every single Zelda cartoon episode yesterday, and it's available for $1. If you got $1 to spare, you can go listen to 13 bonus episodes. Patreon.com/SPNet. Plus, we just released a new episode of the Zelda Cast Top 10s yesterday as well, talking about Zelda likes and the best Zelda designs. So go and check that out as well. And then, yeah, that's I think that's a wrap. That is going to do it for us. So until next week, everybody, make sure that you get your Musical March Madness predictions in, and we'll see you then. We'll see who ends up on the right side of history on this tournament. Until then, everybody, take care.
Bye.
Hey, everyone. If you enjoyed this clip and want to see more of the Zelda Cast, make sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform of choice and subscribe. There are over 200 episodes in the vault that will provide you with hundreds of hours of Zelda content for you to enjoy. You can listen to us when you're on a walk, fighting Ganon, trying to sleep, whatever. And if you want to see these shows as they happen, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/the Zelda Cast, where you can watch our beautiful faces talk about Zelda every single week. Don't miss out, and we'll see you next time.